slides down. They're very good. It's a good start from both Matter and Cobb. Getting the better exit, and both of them spun simultaneously. Heading into the camel straight, still going side by side as well. Side by side into the Curva Grande. Are they going to keep it side by side with Iceman? Yuri going for the dive bomb. Can he make it work? He's gone off a bit. And look at that. Oh, right here, right now. Otherwise, the undercut will not work. It's going to be very, very close. Iceman just gets ahead of Kyle there. Matter comes across the line, and he's your VSL Season 6 champion. Good evening, everybody. Welcome along to VSL F1. This is round number 15 of the season, and we head to Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. It is the first race of 2022 on the channel. Happy New Year, everybody. Hopefully your celebrations have gone well, and hopefully you all had a great Christmas as well and had a nice break. And I also hope that the drivers are raring to go for 6 more rounds of the season, with the championship being as wide open as it is. The Suzuka has hosted the Japanese Grand Prix in all but 2 years since 1987, most famously known for its figure of 8 layout in Sector 1 and also 130R. Historically, Japan has been one of the last races of the season where it's held major title deciders. Some controversial ones, including Senna versus Prost in 1989, and the memorable one being Damon Hill winning the title in 1996. Just me in the commentary box tonight. We got just me, Jess Gave 95. Hello. Hopefully everybody is doing well. We've got 18 drivers here tonight as well. I'll go through the standings a little bit later on after the qualifying has begun. But I could go through the results from a few weeks ago now, where we were in Portugal, was where the drivers were last time. And it was quite a good race, actually. And it was Kieran that won the race by about 3 seconds to Matter in second. We got Pan also finished in third. Iceman finished in 4th position. Pete finished in 5th position. Slenderman, one of our reserves, finished in 6th. J-Lu finished in 7th. Brandon, who I believe is here tonight. Yep, he is here tonight in 8th position. We have Flexi, who finished in 9th. Ahmed, who finished in 10th. Deck, who finished in 11th. And Mike, who finished in 12th. Those were your top 12. No stewards reports, believe it or not, which was great to hear. Very, very glad about that they were all good boys. Well, good lads anyway, as I like to say. So, without further ado, I know you guys want to see the qualifying action. There's only 2 drivers out on the circuit right now, but better to have 2 than never. Now, it is a track where strategy could be wide open. We could see people try and go for the aggressive soft to medium strategy, but we could see people do soft to harder. They feel like the soft can't make it that long. I tried to be into soft strategy once. It worked to a treat, in my opinion, even though the safety car came out at just a perfect time for me. But hey ho, sometimes you get luck in league racing. So, Deck, I will believe, is going to be the first person to set a lap, so we're going to ride on board with him. So, Deck currently sitting in P11 in the standings on 75 points and is looking to climb into the top 10 of the standings. So had some good results, had a few podiums this season as well. Looking to add to that soon for the final half of the season, because there's a lot of people that can realistically win the title. You never know, there could be some people that bottle it, and it could leave a lot of people just to climb back and have a very good end of the season. So, here we go then. Let's go on board with Deck then, as we'll be heading towards the first corners at around about 200 miles per hour, following a DRS zone, one of the main overtaking spots on the track. Turn 1 can be taken flat. Usually brake at the point where the curves on the right disappear from view, and you're going to be accelerating on the S's, staying around about 5th, 4th gear. And if you don't know the S's around here, then it can really nail your first sector as you head towards the Dunlop curve. Hardest complex to nail in Formula 1. Avoiding the curbs, and you're going to be staying around about 7th gear, going towards the first of these Degners. And I've raced around here before, and if people race here a racing line, it's hard to see where to brake, so you got to really now the braking zones. Now you head past the hairpin now. Another overtaking opportunity, a gradual right-hand turn which could be taken easily flat here as you head towards Spoon Curve. Just to lift on the brakes around about, I would say, 6th gear, 5th gear. Some people could be brave taking it through 6th gear, but 4th heading on the exit of Spoon. Going up the hill then as you head towards 130R. Now we have seen some brave souls do some overtakes around it. I don't know how many people could do that. I tried it once and it absolutely just failed me. So I just don't want to try it again. So here comes Deck anyway as he comes across the line. What's it going to be for him? A 129.9, which puts a provisional pole, and it would help if I get the tyres up. There we go. So we have all but one driver that's on the mediums. I'll talk about him in a minute as he's in the pits right now. So we've got Panos, our championship leader at the moment, 129.3. So about 6 tenths quicker than Deck right now. So we've got McLaren coming across the line. That will be Flexi, comes across the line in second. Next is Iceman, who's got a wheel recently and he's looking to improve. And he's about to start his lap. Now, he's had a few tips from one of the esports drivers, Marcel Kiefer. So I've seen it on Twitter. So no excuses, Iceman, to do well, because you've been given tips by a legend, as Brandon has retired from the session. I think he must have binned it somewhere. Not sure where he binned it. He's in the AlphaTauri tonight. That was very close from Iceman there, as Kev, I believe, was on his in-lap for the moment. As you get some moments where it can be in T-Pod cam for a bit longer than you're expecting, so just bear with for the time being. He's in purple sector 1 right now, so Iceman is looking very, very good. I've seen a lot of drivers in the VSL chat today practice for a long period of time. And I mean, it's just the amount of effort that these drivers have put in is just absolutely crazy. So that should make for a fantastic show. As Iceman heads towards 130R. He's run out of fuel though, so I wonder if he's going to go into the pits. I wonder if he invalidated his previous run. That's probably why he said out lap, but we'll see. Hasn't got much ERS to use, so we'll see if he can make it. He's going to be on low fuel mode though. Shortest run to the line. What's it going to be? Is it going to be Pounds' time? Oh, he's slow by 1/10, but very, very respectable lap time from the Aston Martin driver. We have a Haas driver and a Mercedes coming across the line. Actually, no, it's Kev about to start his lap. What about Yuri then? Red Bull not doing very well in the constructors, currently sitting dead last with 48 points. And both the Red Bulls are looking to have a decent result tonight. P8 for Yuri. Quite close between a few of the drivers, actually. Quite close between P6 and P8, so very, very impressive. And let us know where you're watching from as well. What are you looking forward to in 2022? Do you have any racing goals to yourself? As we just saw Lee spin just before the end of the S's. And something that I have learned recently is you don't really want to go full throttle as soon as you come out of a spin, because your tyres are going to be so hot. So you got to try and cool your tyres first, just for a little bit, even if we're just going slowly. Move out the way, and then as soon as it's cooled to a decent temperature, then you start pushing it again. And you don't want to do that, as he's hit the wall, and how did he not retire? That was a save. But yeah, he should have warmed his tyres up a little bit. But there we go. So, this man here, Pete, he won last time we came here at VSL. It was before I even joined VSL as a commentator. It was season 5. He won the race. And Matt Ryan, actually, who's currently sitting in 11th right now, who has invalidated, tut-tut, he was on the podium as well. And I did say to him that if you get a podium, my friend, I'll be very, very proud. But he would need a bit of luck to do that. And he's not feeling as confident. But I said to him I'll give him something. Well, I didn't say to him, but if he's watching us back, I will owe you something if you get a podium tonight, I promise. But anyway, he's invalidated, so there's not really a reason to follow him on his lap. Mata, who's currently sitting in P2 in the standings. Won the championship last season. Nice recovery middle part of the season. Hasn't had the best of starts, but it's how you finish. And he's about 20 points shy of first place, so he needs Flexi to have a bad one and Mata to have some decent results. And I really want to see the championship go down to the wire, but Mata is going to try and prove us wrong. Flexi's also in the fight, same with Kieran and Kyle. Ryan Berry as well, if he's lucky. But we'll see then. Mata across the line. P4 for him at 129.7. So top 4, quite close indeed. Newgarden on his outlap. Anyone else on a fly that we can go on board with? Casper, a driver that has done a 1:30 flat time. And he's a driver that I know has done loads of lap times on the soft usually. It's not the tyre that he likes to start the race on, but he just wants to get a feel for the track, see how it is on a set of softs. But imagine if you're going to use it for the race. You're going to, I think, hope that you're not going to use another set of softs, because otherwise you're going to be in a bit of trouble. I don't know how much softs you get for the race. Probably only 1. Actually, maybe 2, but I don't have a clue. But anyway, here comes Casper. I don't think he's going to be his fastest time, so he's probably going to go into the pit. No, he's going to carry on. So I'm guessing he's going to be on his push lap right now. Panos, our current pole sitter, he's just passed Dunlop, now going into Degner 2. Takes it very, very nicely indeed. Don't be surprised to see a few spinners here tonight. Hairpin he goes as well. And I do remember on this game as well, if you take the curves too much, it could be quite deadly, but it's not as deadly as it was before before the patch. I can't remember what patch fixed the curves. I'm not entirely sure, but Japan is a lot better. I've noticed when I drove around here, even though I did it in ranked, but still, Japan is a lot harder on this game than last game. I did a 50% race around here as well. It's just hard to keep it on the road compared to the last game. And it's a much more fun to commentate rather than race it. But anyway, Panos. I don't think it's going to be an improvement, or it might be. It might be, but I'm sure we can find some time in the final sector then. 129.0. And why are you showing me that camera, I don't know. But 129.0 for the Ferrari driver. A team that in real life, I think is going to be doing very well in the Constructors this season. And we've got a Ferrari on pole. We've got a Ferrari near the back. So Lee will need to step up a little bit. Our race winner from last time out, Kieran, has not set a lap. Neither has Newgarden. So they need to pick up the pace a bit. Tony's just started his lap in turn 1. And who will be next to cross the line? I think it will be Ryan Berry, I think. Or would it be Iceman? Nope, it is Iceman. Will be next. There is a yellow flag though, so this will cost his lap time a little bit as we head towards the Casio Triangle. People don't like the bollards around here, but I can see that the bollards have been knocked off. But anyway, come across the line. What's it going to be for the Aston Martin? It's pole position. First man into the 128. Wow. That is very, very decent for him. I did say it would be impressive. So, that was good from Iceman. Lee, going through the hairpin now. We'll see if he could clinch himself inside the top 10 now. If it's a dry race, which I think it might be most likely, I'm not entirely sure, but if it's a dry race, the top 10 will have to start on the tyres that they qualified on. So for the whole of the top 10 so far, it will be on the soft compound tyres. And if the drivers could tell me what the weather is, that will be amazing. I don't usually ask, but since it's 2022, and you know, I kind of want to know to see what the drivers will live themselves for. Live themselves. I don't know. I'm saying weird words tonight. But anyway, putting things into weird sentences. Anyway, Lee comes across the line. People are struggling on the final corner tonight. 1:31.3. So he set a lap, 15th. He's not last, so that's good for him. Anyone else could be Deck. He's got Kev in front of him. And that has not helped him in any way, shape or form. So he's going into the pits. Ahmed's on the lap. So's Yuri. But I wonder if a few people have backed out. I think so. Or there might be a few people on the laps again, actually. But I'm not entirely sure. Tony in a respectable P4 at the moment. The Alpine car, which I kind of wish has the L plan on it. Because I wonder if Tony has got the L plan up his sleeve. Any of the Alpine drivers actually as well. Don't forget Ryan Berry and Deck, also known as Acorn, has set a little bet. And whoever, well, basically they got to beat each other. And at the moment it is Ryan Berry that is beating Deck in the standings. So Ryan Berry in P6. So Deck would want to pretty much a recovery end to the season if he wants to beat Ryan Berry. But you never know. You never know. He's currently sitting in 8th, so they're quite close together. So Ahmed comes across the line. P10 at the moment. Can he go even higher? Nope, he does not improve on his time, so he's going to go out again for another lap, ladies and gentlemen. Mike is in sector 1 going towards the Deadners. We'll see how it's... a few people have actually backed off, so... And I think a few people have realised that they don't know how long it is left to go of the session. Don't forget, if you are new here and you're if you are liking the footage you're seeing at the moment, I saw someone just bin it. That was Ahmed. I came off board at just the wrong time. But if you're liking the action, please leave a like on this video. Hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell. We stream every Wednesday at 8 PM UK time as the hairpin has caught more drivers out than anything. And don't forget, we are sponsored by Rogue Energy. You can get 10% off their products by using the code VSLF1. You can go onto their website, rogueenergy.com. So I got the plug in nice and early there before we start the laps. That is crazy. But yeah, I've got the laps in sorted. But anyway, so here we go then for the final part of qualifying. It is the calm before the storm, as a few people just warming up their tyres and brakes just to get ready for what's to come. A few people have got to improve now. Let's see what the gaps are at the moment. The gaps are around about a second between the top 9. And then we've got, I think, Kev, Ahmed, Yuri and Matt Ryan close to each other. Same with Mike as well. Then we've got Newgarden and Lee quite close. Kieran hasn't set a lap. I believe he's going to be starting at the back because he is in the pits. Now, they do not have long to go, actually. So I wonder that if they've been given one minute more than what we can see, it may be just the glitch. So they may have more time than what we can see on our screen. So do not panic. But you never know, they could get back in time. Top 2 separated by just almost a tenth of a second. Iceman looking good at the moment. Can anyone beat him? Iceman, realistically, I don't think could win the championship from where he is. But, actually, he could. But he would need to win. Actually, no, wait a minute. I don't think he would win because he would need to win all the races, get fastest lap, and every single one of them. So, yeah. 6 times 25 is 125. If I do some maths quickly. Oh, so it's a bit more of a gap than I thought. So, yeah, I think... Yeah, so he's out of it. But imagine what he would be if his pace was like that for the whole season. So we'll see how he goes. And Newgarden has been disqualified for going the wrong way. That is interesting. So a few people have retired already. So if people are finding the conditions quite tricky at the moment. As you can see, some weird camera angles. I'm not liking these weird camera angles, to be fair, but we'll see who's about to cross the line. Casper Very good lap time from him. P3. McLaren coming across the line of Pete. D-rates and P2 for him. 4,000 quicker. Well, 4,000 slower, sorry, than Iceman. That is pretty good. Two of the Williams cars now. We got we got Mata first, then we got Deck. So Mata, pole positions. The times are coming quick and fast. Deck, only P7. Which Aston Martin driver is next? It's the guy that was on pole for a long time. We'll see if he can improve. Shortest run to the line. Can he knock Matt off a pole? Nope, he does not. Next across the line will be, I think, Mike. Nope, he has invalidated. So we have Pete's teammate, Flexi, who also deraced towards the line. P6, so he cannot improve. Panos is going through 130R, so it will be his teammate Lee next to cross the line. And it is P10, so he's in the top 10 for now. Then we got Kieran. Kieran can manage P6. Panos, can he get pole position? No, he can't. He does not improve. So he stays in 4th position. I think that's everyone that's finished their lap. So it is this guy, Mata, who is on pole position, who left it to the wire. And it is almost 0.3 of a second. Can he replicate that to a win here today? That is a very respectable lap time. So we'll go through your qualifying results. So Mata is on pole, Iceman 2nd, Pete 3rd, Panos 4th, Casper 5th, Kieran 6th, Flexi 7th, Tony in 8th, Acorn in 9th, Ryan Berry rounds up your top 10. Now we got Lee, Kev, Ahmed, Yuri, Mike, Matt Ryan, Brandon, and Newgarden. Don't forget Brandon did not set a time, and Newgarden unfortunately got disqualified. So let's go through your drivers' standings then. For pretty much before, just after Portugal. So Panos leads the way on 209 points. Mata in 2nd, 180 points. 3rd place is Flexi, 169. 4th is Kieran, 155. 5th, ART Kyle, 146. 6th is Ryan Berry, 117. 7th is Pete, 83. 8th is Iceman, 77. 9th is J-Luke with 76. 10th is Hotaru with 75. 11th is Acorn, 95 with 75. 12th is Casper with 72, who's full-time driver now in the Alfa Romeo. 13th is Tony with 64. 14th is Clippy on 40. 15th is Kev on 38. 16th is Matt Ryan on 26. 17th is Mike with 25 points. 18th is Yuri on 22, joint with Lee. In 19th, and 20th is Slenderman with 20. Next page, because there is another page, believe it or not. 21st, Ahmed, 20 points. And we got Vitinho in 22nd on 18. And we got Brandon on 18 as well in 23rd. Newgarden, 24th on 12. And we got Risky on 11. Dave on 10. And we got Maverick, Beaker, LR Delta, Petrodak, and Goodlip yet to score, with a few people retiring there. So, constructors' standings are as follows. Alfa Romeo leading by just 3 points to Williams, 278 to their 275. McLaren in 3rd on 252. 4th is Ferrari, 231. 5th is Alpine, 206. 6th is Haas, 200. 7th is Aston Martin with 148. 8th is Mercedes on 79 points. 9th is AlphaTauri on 56 points, and 10th is Red Bull with 48 points. Now, you're not gonna believe what we are about to witness here at VSL for the first race of 2022. I don't know why the drivers did not tell me about the weather, but I am quite shocked to say this, but in Japan it is raining. It is raining, and it is absolutely chucking it down. You can see the standing water. So the strategy that I talked about earlier about soft to mediums is definitely redundant here. You're not going to be using the slick tires unless it dries out at the end of the race. From what I could read in the Twitter chat, because I just opened it just now, because I didn't really want to check the Twitter chat before the race. I think it's not going to dry up. But the weather is set to approximate. So you never know. It can change. It can change. So that let's just see if everybody is on the wet. Yes, everybody is on the wet compound of tyres. So I have written somewhere how long the wets last. They last the same amount of time as the hard compound of tyres. So that is 20 laps, and there's 27 laps. So if they want to, if it's going to be full wets for the entire race, maybe split it. Maybe do 13, one half of the race for the undercut, and then do 14 for the rest of the way. Even split, potentially. Or if there's a safety car quite early on, like say from lap 7, lap 8 onwards, they can do full wets until the end of the race. So, 18 drivers, let us know who you think is going to be winning the race here today. Will it be Mata, who won the championship last season? Will it be our race winner from last time about, Kieran, who's currently starting in 6th place at the moment? Will we see any last 2 challenges? Matt Ryan, will we see him get on the podium? Well, it's highly unlikely now with him starting in 16th, but you never know. Anything can happen in Formula 1. Mike, could he pull up a surprise? Will any of the Mercedes as Brandon and Newgarden probably collected each other in the formation lap? Naughty, naughty boys. But anyway, here we go. And people are saying in the chat as well, stay safe in Carnage. Well, some drivers may be a bit rusty because for most of them, pretty much all of them, it's their first race in 2022. So, and it is my first commentary of 2022. So apologies if I do sound rusty. And I did test positive for COVID earlier on today. So, still recovering from the shock of it all. But hopefully I can forget about that and everyone can deliver a fantastic race as the 5 red lights are on for the first time in 2022, and we are go, go, go. And let's see who has a decent start out of everybody. It is Mata, but Iceman almost had the edge from the other drivers. He actually has the edge from the other drivers, but Mata has the edge of Iceman. We'll see people going side by side in turn 1. Watch out for people going very, very wide, but it seems to be most people making a way unscathed. We're seeing Lee going side by side with Yuri there in the S's. I have to say that's very, very brave from the Ferrari driver. Mike having a bit of a spinneroonie as Yuri keeps leaving the session. Not good, as we're seeing Casper and Kieran going side by side just into the Dunlop curve. Casper getting P5, but look at this, Flexi going in into the first of the Degner curves. Kieran having the better defense line, holding him up into the second Degner. But we can see Flexi getting the better run as we head towards the hairpin then. Let's see, harder to overtake in the wet, but do not tell Flexi that. Flexi, I have to say, is doing a really good job. And he's trying to attack Kieran, and Kieran's trying to defend. We've got Pete and Casper fighting. Casper's just having a fantastic race in 4th as someone's gone wide. That's Panos. Not the race where he would have hoped. I think he started 2nd or 3rd, and now he's down to 4th. So he is struggling in the wet. I wonder if some people have forgotten to put on wet setups. I wonder if some people have forgotten to check the weather. It is a mistake that I sometimes do occasionally, where I forget to check the weather. But I always like to. I always like to see what the weather has in store for me. But the weather could still surprise me, you never know. But anyway, panels then. Let's see. No DRS actually, even though there's one DRS on the circuit. They won't be using it for now because it is wet. Here comes panels into turn 1. Lay on the brakes they go. Still going side by side in into the S's. Panels got to be very brave if you want to make the move stick. He's going to try and go on the outside. But here we go. Casper is on the defence in charge. And he stays in P3. Panos is just not having the race of dreams that he wants to. Mata definitely loving these wet conditions right now. 2.4 seconds clear of Iceman in 2nd position. Casper in 3rd, so there are some people in their own little battles. Kieran trying to see if he can get past Pete. Watch out for the standing water as well, heading to the hairpin. You'll probably see people taking different lines in the wet compared to the dry. And also the braking zones will definitely be very, very different. And also the tyre pressures will be tailored very, very differently to the wet. As Flexi gets past Kieran. Kieran struggling a little bit there. Flexi up into 6th position. But can Kieran fight back? We don't know. But it is the two McLaren drivers in P5 and 6 looking to pounce on Panos. They know that Panos is struggling. So the Alpines are also together as well. Maybe they could work together as a team and put El Plan into motion. As Ryan Berry is looking to try and attack Kieran. Got Lee as well, doing a great job. Don't forget the top 12 score points. And if you're in the top 12 and if you get fastest lap, then you will get an extra fastest lap point, which get added to your standings, which could make the difference in the championship. So it is worth going for those extra points. Anyone close enough to a move? Maybe Kieran on Flexi. We'll see how far Flexi is behind. As Iceman spun! I saw Iceman spun there. So I wonder if we lost a bit of grip on the S's. I did say the S's will be very tricky, especially in the wet conditions. And his hard work is definitely undone there, and he spun again. If you spin in the wet, your tyre temperatures are just going to be doubling compared to what it is if you spin in the dry. So, Iceman, just cool your tyres. Cool your tyres. Just don't push too much. You're going to end up spinning even more, as we saw, I think. Was it Lee earlier? I think someone did it earlier where they just kept spinning, but yeah, it might have been Lee. It was definitely Ferrari, I'm not entirely sure, but there we go. But what a shame for Iceman. But that promotes Casper up into 2nd position now. So very, very good from Casper. Doing a brilliant job to try and close in on Mata, but with Iceman crashing out and in the back now, and I probably think he's going to pit now, that will allow Mata to pull away. And maybe, I'm thinking, if it's full wets the entire way, could there be some people that could be brave and try the zero stop? Because I believe, as far as I'm aware, I will need to double check this because I might be wrong. But you can zero stop this, I think, but the tyres will just be an absolute nightmare. But if there's a safety car, that could really help people make it into a zero stop, or they could want to just do an extra stop anyway. But we don't know. We don't know what the strategy's going to be. It's going to be wide open. But I did commentate on a Japan race a few games ago, actually. I think it was F1 2018. And we did see someone do a zero stop, and they won the race, and I believe they won the championship in that very same race. Quite incredible, actually, that they got those tyres to last. I don't want to try it myself, though, even though a few of my friends online had said, I think you should try it because they think that my tyre wear is good, apparently. Well, there's some tracks where my tyre wear is rubbish, but my tyre wear management, I would say, but, you know, I would try it like, say, Portugal, because my tyre wear is quite good around that. But anyway, we'll see then. Is anyone draining their ERS battery a lot? I would say Mata is draining his quite a lot, even though he's in the lead, but he wants to create a beautiful gap. So if he pits, it doesn't matter if he goes for the overcut, he would come out ahead anyway. Pit lane loss not as much compared to the other tracks around on this game. 21 seconds, as Kieran has already got the first time penalty of the session. Not that easy to get penalties around here, actually. So I wonder if Kieran has cut it around the Casio triangle. I think that's where he probably did cut it. But we will need to double check on that one. As 3 tenths now is the gap between Pete and Panos. Two McLarens working very well together. Panos would have really wanted his teammates help, but unfortunately he does not. And he will get to a situation towards the end, just like in real life, where teammates' help could be critical of winning a championship. So, here he goes then. I can see as well with the speed that Flexy's carrying. I think Flexy is faster. But Pete's going on the attack. Pete likes this track, so he wants to fight his teammate, which I have to say, fair play to him. But you can see Pete is harvesting. Flexy is not. Flexy's got plenty of ERS. Actually, no. Pete has got ERS. I wonder what the red light is for then. Interesting. But anyway, here comes Sam on Pete. He's not going to go for the move yet because of the standing water and the dirty air, because otherwise you could be sent into the spin or into the gravel trap, and it is very, very slippery in the wet if you hit the gravel trap. So there's some drivers that may not want to take these risks just yet. So Flexy then heading towards turn 1. Can he get the move that he was looking for? He does not go for that lunge that he was looking for, actually. Yuri is down in 15th position, but could benefit from other people's mistakes as Ahmed gets past Matt Ryan on the outside, and I'm into P10. Brilliant stuff from him. Good drive from the Mercedes so far. I actually forgot to check in the chat what the bingo cards are tonight. Let me just have a look. If you'll let me scroll up. There we go. Well, a wet race. Well, we are getting a wet race, so lobby starts after 8, yeah. So we got 2 so far. And Iceman on pole. Well, Iceman didn't get pole, it was Matter that got pole. So, there's a few bigger cars you can tick, and Ryan Berry starts on mediums. Well, nobody started on mediums because it's for wet, so there we go. And we've already seen a ball out of Casio taken out, I believe. But I will need to double check that. Or I wonder if someone will take the ball out just for the bingo. I wonder. But anyway, no one is making any serious moves unless you're on the McLarens, as Pete has gone for a spin. Not very good. People are going to move out the way. Luckily, it's ghosted, because otherwise it would have ended in tears if you were Matt Ryan. So Pete's dropped. Oh, as Pete's out the race. So what could have been a really good double points finish for the McLaren boys is now just turned to Flexy. And that means we do have a safety car, which means anybody could go on to another set of the wet tyres and they will get their tyres to the end of the race. Don't forget the tyres last 20 laps around this circuit. So if you pit now, it will get to the end of the race. So Yuri, Iceman, Newgarden, they're back in this now, and they've taken advantage of that safety car to go on to the full the fresh set of the full wets. They only have one set of the full wets to use in the race, one extra set. So they got to use it wisely because they don't have enough to use for the entire weekend. So I wonder if Pete's wheel disconnected, because from the way I wonder if he got stuck in the barrier. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll need to double check with Pete as to what happened. He'll probably say his fault in the chat, so in our Twitter chat. So he'll probably say it. But so if I were you, I would bet get your stop out of the way, because there's no way you're gonna do a zero stop around here, because your tyres will just be less durable compared to the likes of Yuri and Iceman and Newgarden that pitted, and they will be able to catch up to the safety car. So Matter stays out, so he's going to try for the zero stop then. Same as Casper, same as Panos. Panos thought about it. He thought about it. Flexy stays out as well. Kieran is boxing, so a bit of a mixed bag at the moment as Ryan Berry stays out, so does Tony. Lee stays out. I thought they would pit. I thought they would pit to get fresh tyres on. I'm guessing they think track position is more important. To be honest, I'm rubbish with strategy if it's a full wet race. I've never done a full wet race in ages, so I don't know what the strategy is. So, what would I know? But I think most people at the back are taking advantage of boxing because they're seeing people like Newgarden, Iceman and Yuri do it, and they're quite close to them. So, if they didn't box, the danger is they probably would have got past them anyway. So top 10 stayed out, well top 11 actually, whereas from Kieran downwards they are on a fresh set of full wets. Will that be the hope that they wanted? Because it is hard to overtake around her, but it is the fresher tyres and the more durable ones as well. Or will it benefit more if you stayed out? Well, we'll only find out pretty much towards the end of the race because there could be some late safety cars. Another one. And there could be some incidents. There could be some position changes that could influence quite a lot of things. So I believe the safety car is going to be in for 1 or 2 more laps as we're waiting for the likes of Matt Ryan, Mike, Yuri, Iceman and Newgarden to catch up to the safety car. They don't have a long... They don't have much to catch up to, so that's all good. But for everybody else, they're going to hope that the safety car comes in very, very quickly because they want to get the racing underway. Now, for ones that have had good results before the Christmas break, they probably had the best momentum going into this race. But the ones that have had rubbish races, they want to start 2022 on a high. They want to have a good race here. So, there's a lot of people that have a point to prove. Obviously, Mata finished second in Portugal. Looking to go one better and get the race win. I think I did say that on the stream, that Mata was looking to go one better. Casper, P2 at the moment. His first race as a full-time driver. He said to me in the Twitter chat earlier on today that he was looking forward to this race and he wants one of his best results. He has won in VSL before, quite a few times. Won before I even joined VSL. In his old name, which I forgot what it was actually. I have commentated him on ILR a few times in his old name. I just can't remember. He'll probably tell me. He's watching his back. I'm almost certain he's going to watch his back. So he'll probably tell me. And then I'll probably think, that's what it is. So I believe everybody has caught up to the safety car. So that is good news. But hey, so that means we could get underway very, very shortly. Who will prevail? Who will shine here? As Brandon has got the fuel glitch, I'm guessing, because he's on yellow fuel at the moment. He has the same thing as what I had in Singapore one time, where I ran out of fuel. So he's going to hope for another safety car. So will the safety car come in this lap, or will it be one more lap? Now, some people don't know you can put the fuel mixture on lean in safety car. I told a few people that and they were like, oh, really? Can you do that? And I was like, yeah, you could do that. You could do that, no problem. Yeah, there were just a few people that were quite shocked that you can do that. So, safety car is in for one more lap. I thought it was going to come in a few moments ago, but it does not. So, come on, Brandon, just put it on to lean. Save some fuel, my friend. Or I wonder if it's on lean already. I don't know. But longer it's staying out, the safety car, I wonder if people are absolutely regretting on boxing at the moment. But we will have to wait and see. So your order at the moment, we don't know if the ones that have stayed out are going to stay out till the end because you don't have to pit in full wet conditions, or will they be pitting one more time? So your order at the moment, Mata leading, Casper second, Panos in third, Flexi in fourth, Ryan Berry in fifth, Tony in sixth, Lee in seventh, Ahmed in eighth, Kevin ninth, Deck in 10th, Kieran in 11th, Matt Ryan in 12th, Mike in 13th, Yuri in 14th, Iceman in 15th, Brandon 16th, and Yugon 17th, and I'm about to sneeze. I've been getting bad sneezes the last couple of nights actually, which is not been great. Probably is due to COVID, but there we go. So are we going to see the safety car come in? I think we are, hopefully. We will see the safety car light probably go off, which will give us an indication. Yes, safety car is in this lap, ladies and gentlemen. So Mata is going to be the one that sets the pace here today for this part of the race. And I thought I was about to sneeze again, but that's why I muted for a bit, but luckily I did not sneeze. Mata leaving it as late as he possibly can, but he's accelerating right now and he's got a good restart. A lot of people will be caught napping, including Panos, which is allowing Flexi to go side by side with Panos. Panos is looking to try and attack and go the long way around, but it's not working. Flexi's up to third. Ryan Berry's trying to take advantage as well. There's quite a few gaps in this field. And Lucas has got a good start already. Kieran on the fresher rubber, even though he's got a 3-second time penalty to his name. Kieran is up into 9th place and he could get past Depp very, very soon. Another driver that's had a good start. Matt Ryan, he's up into 11th position. Mike's had a good start as well. Quite a few people starting to lose grip. The one with the older tyres, they're starting to fall back a little bit in the back, including Mike, who's overtaking Kev because Kev is on the older tyres, going side by side into the hairpin. It was almost free abreast there, but someone had to back off, didn't they? Yuri up into 14th position. I think we saw Iceman drop back a little bit. Yeah, we did. We saw Iceman just don't want to go for the move, or I wonder if he got damaged. I don't have a clue, but look at the gap that Mata is pulling at the moment. 1.1 second over Casper. In the dries, that'll be out of DRS range, and I have to say, it's crazy. Matt Ryan getting a time penalty, so that leaves 4 drivers who have got a time penalty. And with the unlikelihood of more people getting... Forgot to mute there. But with more people unlikely to get time penalties, the ones that have got time penalties, they're probably going to be in a lot of trouble. So, I am struggling a little bit at the moment. The sneeze are starting to come. It's just an absolute nightmare at the moment. But, yellow flags, they are Ahmed down in 13th position. That is not what you want to happen for Ahmed, as he's losing a bit of grip on those tyres that have been there since the start of the race. The top 5 well, top 4 actually are finding their rhythm a little bit. Excuse me, I am definitely having a bit of a sneezing fit at the moment, as Mata has set the fastest lap of the race so far. Looking good for him. 2 seconds between himself and Casper. And we have got Lexi all over the back of Casper, but not quite close enough due to the fact that it's getting the spray. It's getting even harder. I think it's raining less than it was before though. Or it might just be my eyes. Might just be my eyes deceiving me a little bit. As we can see, Lee up into 7th place. Let's see who has gained the most positions right now. Now, I don't want to see penalties. There we go. So, Casper's gained 3 places. Flexi has gained 4. Ryan Berry's gained 5. Tony's gained 2. Lou's gained 4. Akon's gained 1. Matt Ryan's gained 6. Mike's gained 4. Brandon's gained 2. Newgarden has gained 1. And our biggest loser is Kieran. Gained, dropped down 3. Iceman down a massive 12. Don't forget he started in P2. And he had that little spin earlier. Maybe he's not liking those wet conditions. Oh, CPI Casper, was it? Was Casper's old name. Oh, yes, I remember. And I should know, Connor. I should know. But I'm an absolute idiot. Thank you for reminding me. Sorry for not looking at the chat as often. Obviously, we are focusing on the race. 2 Mercedes running in tandem. And he's got a Aston Martin chasing down Ahmed at the moment. Brandon, even though he's down in 15th, he's gained 2 positions. I think it's not where he wants to be. He wants to be climbing, I think, a bit more as well. So we'll see how he fares towards the end of the race. We're pretty much at the halfway phase of this race right now. There's still a long way to go. If there's a late safety car, will people take the opportunity and pit, or will they stay out again? I thought more people would pit when they did, but it was half the field that decided to pit, half the field decided not to. So, maybe, or because what I find around Japan, in the 4 wets anyway, the longer you've been on those tyres, more grip you get. But it might be just me and my driving standard. So not much battles happening at the moment, but we could see like to Kieran, Deck, Matt Ryan might get into a little bit of a fight as well. That'll be good to see with the midfield. So we'll see how their ERS is looking. 63% for Akon. 78% for Kieran. Around about 60 for Matt Ryan. And 56 for Mike. So Mike has the least and he's not even catching. So, but I think he's using his ERS just to close in a little bit more. Maybe he thinks people won't be using the ERS in certain places. And what I found on this game as well, do not use ERS in the corners. Do not use ERS in the corners. You just lose so much time there. And sometimes you go off as well, I found out. So only use ERS on the straights. And if you can't turn it off in the corners, just turn it off as quick as you can. Just so you can save a little bit. I know quite a lot of people had the opportunity to obviously save some ERS during the safety car period anyway. So everyone should be on a decent amount. Yellow flag set to 2. Who is that? That is Newgarden, and Kev has had a bit of a coming together. And almost went in synchronized spinning. That's not good. That is not good, but they are still going to fight, but keep it clean, lads. Leave as much space as you possibly can, as Newgarden has gone off in spoon. Red Bulls down in 50 and 60, but I did say they were going to hopefully have a good result, but unfortunately, this is not the result that I was hoping for those two drivers, as Mike has gone for a spin now. Almost a place I went off, actually, in a league race in the wet. I think it was last year's game on F1 2020. Well, 2 years ago now. Actually, it was last year, but, you know. Because it was around about May. Oh, I can't remember. Was it April, May? I think it was about April, May anyway. But Mike did a similar thing to me. But somehow I think it caused a safety car. And I don't think I was meant to cause a safety car. Or it might have been a safety car for a different thing. But I don't know. I hope I wasn't the reason that the safety car was called. But anyway, Newgarden is in the pits. So he's going on to some fresh wets. Sorry about that. Sorry about my words tonight. Until the end of the race. Another yellow flag says more people struggling. Mike that's spinning again on the hairpin. So Kev will go past him. And luckily with the ghosting system, it doesn't have that much effect, luckily. So remember when obviously Ayrton Senna and Prost came together in Japan quite a few times? One that gave the title to Ayrton Senna the following year. And one it was originally Alain Prost, but it got taken away. As Ahmed is in the pits, so is Yuri. One of them on the inside as well. This could be a double stat. Safety car! Ooh, there's that why a lot of people are pitting then. I did not see that. Sorry for not paying attention. But we do have another safety car. Has it come out for the wrong time for some people? I don't know. But it is waiting just before the S's into turn 1. So a lot of people have got past it already. So it will be a no-brainer for these drivers to pit, because the tyres are going to be past the sell-by date. But with the drivers being at reduced pace, they could make it to the end. I do not know. If you're watching in the chat, let me know what you would do if you were either engineering or if you're on your own just driving. What would you do? Very hard decisions to make in the pit wall at the moment. I wouldn't want to be in their shoes. Mata is at a huge disadvantage because he's at the front. So, pretty much, if Mata pits, probably most people who haven't pitted will follow him. And, ooh, Kev's on the inters. Kev, that's still got a bit of standing water, but it is raining less than it was earlier. But you can still see puddles and standing water, so I think 4 wets is the tire to be on right now. Mata stays out. Casper stays out. Flexi, ooh, he's don't even think about it, but he's thinking, nah. He doesn't want to. Ryan Berry, is he coming in? No. Tony is not. Lee's not. Acorn. Not obviously Kira's not, because obviously he pitted at the first safety car. Panos is in. Then. So So Panos, the only driver who's been since the very start, is pitting for... Well, I think he had no other choice because he got damaged. I think he must have spun earlier. That's probably what caused the safety car. I don't know. It might have been something else that caused the safety car. But we'll see. Still a long way to go with 10 laps to go. And obviously when Mike spins, Mike can get back into the race as Mike's on fresh tyres. Pretty much, one too bad rubbish race can come back from this. Somehow Iceman's back in the points. Fair play to him. So he can make his way up. Brandon up to 9th. So even with that trouble earlier, he's haven't had that much trouble. So basically Kieran and Brandon, they have the fresher tyres out of the ones in the top 10. And then obviously we've got Matt riding downwards that are pitted for fresh wets. And Kev, who's gone for the brave little strategy and gone for inters. I wouldn't be going on inters. So I want to be following. I might follow Kev for a little bit and see how he copes on the inters, on the restart. But obviously I always want to follow the leaders. So I will be following the leaders as much as possible. But I wonder if Brandon has saved a bit of fuel. He has. Hey! So the safety car has helped him. Woo! So he's remembered to put it on lean, which is good. So he's not getting the... He's not getting the fuel glitch that is an absolute nightmare. Which I had in Singapore, but hey ho. So a few things to mention whilst the safety car is happening. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. We are at VSL_F1. Hit the notification bell so you know when to check out our videos next, and also hit that thumbs up button if you like this video. We are on 95 subscribers. It will be amazing by the end of January if we can get 100 subscribers. So come on, share the video and channel with your friends. We are a great league, a great community, have really great battles as well. So it'll be amazing if we can get our target of 100 subscribers. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter at JessGames95, and also follow the league account on Twitter as well at VSL_F1. We are also on Discord as well. So I don't know where the link is, but I will find it at some point. And you can find out when sign-ups are open there. You can chat to the drivers as well. And also chat to us commentators and stewards as well. Because we are quite a friendly bunch, I have to say. But anyway, I believe the safety car will be in for one more lap as we are waiting for Kev to catch up. Everyone else, I believe, has caught up. So I believe we'll have 7 or 8 laps of green flag running. I just hope there isn't another safety car because we want to see some action here today. But I just want to see how the top 7 handle, because they've been on those tyres for so long now. But if they make a 0 stop work, fair play to him. And I was almost going to swear there, but it is a family show. So I do not want to do that. I do not want to swear. We'll see how drivers getting heat into their tyres is absolutely essential, especially if you pitted. If you pitted, you're going to be on cold tyres, and if you just drive normally and not weave, then you're just going to end up spinning in turn 1. So that's probably why we saw a few people getting caught out earlier. So they got to warm up their brakes and engines as well. I made a mistake around Japan to not warm my tyres up in the wet, and there's been a few occasions where I've found victims to spins. I think same happened in a ranked race a while back. But hey ho. So I think it won't be like long before Kev catches up actually. So the safety car should be in this lap. Let us know your predictions. Who do you think is going to win this race? This could decide quite a bit in this championship. This could decide whether some of the drivers could be still in the fight or will they be knocked out. There's quite a few people that are knocked out of the championship fight already. So, will the safety car come in? Come on, it's got to come in now. Or is the game just going to be like, no, you're not coming in? Hey, it's coming in. Okay, good. So, once again, Mata, who has been leading the field away since the very start of the race, is looking to do exactly the same thing. Will he change his approach on the restart to catch people out? I would do that if I were him. Or will he do exactly the same thing? He would probably accelerate quite early, which he has done a lot earlier than the previous time. So that has caught quite a few people off guard. Mata has had the restart of dreams. Flexi has had the restart of dreams and is going to try and get the move on Casper. Couldn't quite make it done in the first part of turn 1. At the start of the S's, this is where he can make it work. At this moment in time, Ahmed has also had a good restart. He's trying to attack on Yuri into turn 2. But again, does not quite make the move stick. Watch out for the ones who are on the fresher tyres. Kieran on deck, for example. We're seeing a huge contrast. Kev went onto the wets then and pitted. He realised that the inters were not good for him, but at least he realised that mistake before. Yuri has dropped down a few positions. He's down into 14 positions. Panos and Ahmed has overtaken him. What's happened to Panos this race? Due to this spin and damage, he had to pit for fresh wets and is down into 13th position. Could he climb up to where he needs to be? Probably not, which will allow the likes of Flexi and Mata to close up in the championship. And any championship points that you gain is imperative. It is very, very key. So Panos does not want to be losing 25 points to Mata. So let me have a look at the gap at the moment. The gap between Panos and Mata before tonight is 29 points. If Panos does not score any points, which is looking likely at the moment, the gap will close down to 4 points. So Panos would lead by 4 points, but Mata will just close in quite a bit. So that will be huge. So it's important for Panos to get past Ahmed, or else he's going to be in a world of pain. Who's got fastest lap so far? Fastest lap belongs to Mata. So at the moment, he's going to be on for 26 points. So the gap will be closing down to 3. So Mata has a reason to push. I wonder how these sides are going to be. Will people be on puncher territory very, very soon? Casper is closing in just ever so slightly. He's had a good few laps actually. He's getting used to those wet tyres. Maybe it's had a second wave for Casper and he's like, oh, I want to win this. But he's struggling in corners like the hairpin a bit more as well, which has allowed Mata to gain a bit more time. Flexi not being able to catch up to the top 2, but he is pulling away for the likes of Ryan Berry and Tony, who I have to say are doing a sensational job in the Alpine cars. running 4th and 5th at the moment. So we'll see then how Ryan Berry does, helping his teammate out. And I wonder, because Ryan Berry's ahead in the championship, I wonder if Tony will be forced to stay behind, or will there be no team orders? I would like to see no team orders, but it could get to a situation where if there's a championship fight involved, there could be the likes of, obviously, people helping their teammates out, like I was saying earlier. Iceman, 10th position right now, trying to see if he can get past Brandon. Both of them did a good job, actually. Brandon, however, does have time penalty. Time penalty update. Lee is on 3 seconds. Dex on 3 seconds. Kieran's on 3 seconds. Brandon's on 3 seconds. Matt Ryan's on 6 seconds. Panos on 3 seconds. Yuri's on 3 seconds. Mike's on 6 seconds. And Kev's on 5 seconds, which I believe he got either from the safety car or from the pit lane. If it was from the pit lane, you can't get that removed, as Panos has had another spin. His race has gone from bad to worse. Suddenly he almost hit the wall, and he could have. Sorry, we could have our second retirement here tonight. But he does not want to give up. New Gardener's also had a bit of a spin as well. That's promoted a few people up places. Casper's dropped off a little bit. He realises he doesn't have that long to go until the end of this race. So he doesn't have that long to go until he could try and get past Matter. The later he leads it, the less likely it is going to be to get that pass. Iceman. I wonder if he wants to get past Brandon or if he wants to stay behind. Now, you don't use that much ERS in the wet, I find. But you don't want to be using too much too quickly, because that's when you drain your battery and you're going to lose so much power from it compared to everybody else. So, and with a bunch of cars just closing in, this is a slipstream train, because obviously there's no DRS due to the wet. It would be a DRS train in the dry. But they're just using each other's slipstream to their advantage. Sparks are flying as well at the moment. It's getting less wet right now, which for some of the drivers it is a relief. Obviously not enough to go on to the intermediate tires. It will be too late actually to do that, as Ahmed, I believe, picked another 3-second time penalty due to Panos' spin, and so a Newgarden spun as well. I wonder if they both come together, I'm not sure. But Panos and Newgarden, they will be going into the pit lane. Matt Ryan went past Ahmed, and Matt Ryan is up into 11th position. So brilliant stuff from the AlphaTauri driver, doing what he needs to do. And we'll see how, as they had a bit of a coming together, that was close. That was very close, almost an unsafe rejoin. I caught the aftermath on this. I do not quite sure what happened, but this is going to be 3 abreast here. Ryan is in the pits. I wonder if he got damaged from what happened up front. So we'll find out. So he comes in. Oh, it's Inters. Is it Inters time? Is Ryan Berry jumping the guns? But for me, I found out this in my team. I find out it was towards the end of the race for me. There was no point. There was no point me pitting. So, I don't know. I really don't know. So Ryan Berry and Akon, they both gone in for Inters. Obviously, Akon had to go in because he got a bit of damage, I think. So he had no other choice. But I had a feeling the rain was coming down less hard. And the Inters could take up less water, the rain more water. But I I do say that the inters are the best side to be on right now. Have we got more spinners? Lee has had a bit of a moment. Oh my god. And has he avoided the wall? He probably did avoid the wall, and he got rear wing damage most likely as well. I think there's a lot of people struggling at the moment. Iceman's gone for a spin. What is going on? It's just like spinneroonies at the moment. Every time I just go on board with a car, there's spins, and more spins. And a bit of a palaver, if you ask me. But there we go. And apologies for this connection there. Well, we were off a little bit there. I do apologise. But we are back now. Woohoo! As Mata leads. Fun Casper in second. Flexi in third position. Tony in fourth. Brandon fifth. How on earth did Brandon get into fifth? That is crazy. Kieran in sixth. Matt Ryan seventh. So we got Ryan Berry staying on the inters. Iceman has been forced to go onto the inters. Yuri's on the inters. Am is on the inters. But I still think it's too late. But you never know. As Brandon has just overtaken Tony then. So Brandon is up into fourth place. But with Brandon's 3-second penalty, he's got to clear Tony by 3 seconds, because otherwise Tony would get P4 and Brandon would drop to P5, but you never know. And I don't know what the rule is for stops, if it's the conditions are good for inters. I don't know. Will they be forced to pit? Will the ones that haven't pitted yet be forced to pit? Could this be disaster for the likes of Matt, Casper and Tony, who haven't pitted? I don't know. I really don't know. Or will you brave it and go out for one final lap? Matt is going for one final lap. So is Casper. Well, you got to. You got to at this stage. I think you are allowed to do that. Otherwise, there would have been disqualifications in the game. Anyway. So thank goodness they won't get disqualified for that. So Mata hasn't put a foot wrong at all this race. He has done a sensational job. Putting a 3-second gap on Casper. Deck has just set the fastest lap so far. He's currently sitting in 12th, so he won't just gain 1 point. He would gain, he would gain 2 points right now. Flexi in third. He's doing a good job as well. Don't forget, McLaren are still in the constructors' fight as well. Flexi was probably gutted that Pete retired. But he is glad that he's going to score some decent points as well. Brandon, again, he's got to find 2 seconds to try and get fourth. But I would say P5 or 6 will be a great result for him. As Ryan Berry and Matt Ryan having a bit of a scrap here for P7. Ryan Berry just has the edges on the inters and he's up into 7th place. But let's watch Mata going towards the Casio triangle now. Heading towards the final corner. He has not put a foot wrong, like I said earlier. With the zero stop strategy, Mata wins in Japan. Casper comes across the line in P2. Flexi will get a podium, which I have to say is incredible, and will close the gap to panels 2. Brandon will finish, I believe, in 5th, due to obviously his penalty. Yeah, Brandon will finish 5th. Tony will finish 4th. Ryan Berry spins across the line with a respectable 6th place. Kieran in 7th. Deck, good point in 8th. Matt Ryan in 9th. I'd say respectable result for him as well. Kev in P10. Mike in P11. And it will be Iceman that will get the final point. And just missing out on points will be Lee, Yuri, Ahmed, Panos and Newgarden. And your early retirement will be Pete. Bit of a shame for Pete there to retire when he did, but did allow for some interesting racing then. Luckily, no one ran out of fuel. I think our safety car, second safety car, helped, I think, with that. I think Matt just put in a chat that he could not believe that he did the 0 stop. I wouldn't be able to do that. Wait, has he got... No, Newgarden hasn't run out of fuel. Is he just slowing down on purpose? But there we go. What a good race. Apologies that my commentary was not up to scratch tonight. My nose was an absolute nightmare, and I've just been sneezing. Had a sneezing fit. Just sneezing fit and commentary just does not go together, folks. But I had my second win. It was all good, and it was a good race. So brilliant job from Matter. And that makes the championship wide open, which is what we want to see. We want to see the championship close in. We don't want to see one person dominating. We want to see a lot of people fight for the championship. So, and I have to say, if you're on a pad in the wet around the wheel track and you score well like Flexi did, then fair play. I have to give Flexi as one of my driver of the days, but I'm sure the Amis will be picking driver of the days in a poll, so I'll let them do that. So, Matter wins from Casper, Flexi, Tony, Brandon, Ryan Berry, Kieran, Deck, Matt Ryan, Kev, Iceman, Mike will be your final point scorers. And we've got Lee, Yuri, Ahmed, Panos, and Yugon are your final finishers. And your retirement is Pete, who retired, I think, end of lap 6, lap 7-ish? Round about then, anyway. But anyway, that is the end of the stream. I will need to check where we are next week. Where are we next week? Let me check the calendar. We are at Australia for round 16 of the championship. I haven't actually commentated on Australia on this game. Actually, I did, but that was at the July, and obviously that was way before the performance patch. So a lot of different things to expect compared to what I commentated on ages ago, but looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. And then obviously we've got USA, Mexico, Brazil, and then Abu Dhabi. Final words of the stream before we wrap up, because I'm going to have a bit of a lie down after this. Make sure that you use the code VSL F1% 10% off with our sponsor Rogue Energy. Thank you to Rogue Energy for your support throughout the season so far. Get their products as well, and I'm sure they and ourselves will greatly appreciate the support on the Rogue Energy website. So we're going to leave you be, and I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. I've been Jessica Ball, aka JessGave95, and we will see you same time next week, 8 PM for the Australian Grand Prix. I almost forgot what the Grand Prix was, and I just said it a moment ago. Anyway, have a good rest of your evening, guys, and stay safe, wear your masks, get vaccinated if you haven't already, and goodbye.